Well, when it comes to financial planning, Chris, what are some of the biggest pitfalls newly widowed individuals fall into? And how can financial advisors or family help them avoid those?
Yeah, that's a great question. We get that a lot. And I think the biggest one is just acting too quickly, too hastily, without having all of the complete understanding of one's financial picture, if you will. They tend to make big mistakes by making quick decisions. And I think we've all kind of heard, right? Don't make any big decisions in the first 12 months. Now, not everyone has that luxury.
Yeah.
Sometimes if there's no income, they're going to have to make a decision. They may not be able to afford a mortgage for 12 months and they're putting themselves and their family in harm's way if they sit around for 12 months before making a decision. But often that's where we see big mistakes happen, making decisions without having a complete understanding of their financial situation, selling the house, selling assets, moving or investing. I am thinking of one particular example where before we could help this person, they took the life insurance proceeds that they had received from a small term insurance and immediately took that and paid off bills that they weren't legally responsible to pay off. And it was the only extra money coming in. And it was just heartbreaking. So, grief clouds judgment, as I mentioned, going back to this widow fog again. So many also discover, they just didn't fully understand their finances and Social Security and pensions and taxes. We just kind of take this stuff for granted until you're confronted with the need to know. And this stuff is confusing for all of us, even without grief. So it's all the more challenging now after the loss. And to underscore that point, our tax and Social Security hub pages on our website receive the most website traffic out of any of the resource destinations on our website. There's just a dearth of information out there and they're hungry for this information. I would add to that is to really understand cash flow. That's usually the first question we get at Wings for Widows from a widowed person is, am I going to be okay?
Yeah.
And what that translates to is, do I have any money? Do I have any money to pay my bills? Am I going to be okay? And so advisors, family or professional, should help stabilize cash flow first and then pace out planning over months based on that.
Right. Okay. So seek that professional help. Cash flow is king. We got to tackle those things first. That way we have a good strategic plan and we're not just winging it, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect summary.
Okay. All right.